Well, hello, super fans of the realestatemarketingshow.com. Thank you very much for joining us on this epic episode number 33, one of my favorite topics, along with Julie O'Dale. We're going to be talking about time management.
Yeah.
Do you have time today to do this, Julie?
I make time for this stuff.
Why do you have time? Because you possibly have a perfect daily schedule.
I do. I stick to a very, very well planned out perfect daily schedule.
Right.
PDS.
Yeah. So I have an agent that was just texting me right now, and you're on the group text, and it reminded me of the last time I talked to her. I said, what are you doing? You have one escrow. What
Homework.
the hell
Yeah.
could you possibly be doing? She goes, I don't have time to train. I don't have time to preview. I don't have time. I
I know who you're
said,
talking about.
Yeah. I said, dude, you have one escrow. You have nothing but time. Oh, I have a really busy life. What? Doing what? Well, you have no kids in the house. Your spouse is working. I'm really sure we need to work on time management. So we do have this training if you go to realestatemarketingshow.com.
And our HomeSmart
Yes.
YouTube.
You beat me
channel.
to it. Our HomeSmart YouTube channel, HomeSmart NCG, no space, on YouTube. You click on the Real Estate Marketing Show on the right tab. It says Next Level Training Series, and you will scroll down and you'll find it, Time Management. But for those of you awesome people that are getting in your 1 hour a day of skill set, and you're doing killing two birds with one stone on the treadmill or hiking or driving to an appointment right now, let's get rolling, and you can always replay this again on your podcast. So you know what I had to say? I think the thing Martha said, another almost 5,000 people downloaded our podcast last month.
That's so cool.
I think we're like leading the real estate world, and all we are is this little teeny company in Santa Clarita,
Just us
California.
chatting away.
Here we go, girl. All right, time management. So sick of agents saying they don't have time. There was many years where I say I don't have time. So let's rock and roll.
You actually took that out of your vocabulary now, right?
I try like heck, unless I'm trying to blow off a salesperson.
Or me.
Yeah, especially you. All right, that's the theory behind learning time management. Why do we bother? The very first thing is we want to manage a workload. Sometimes we have so much work, we go, God dang it, I don't want to work over 40 hours a week or 50 hours a week. I want to be able to manage my workload. How in the world do I do that? We want to improve our productivity. There was a time where I was selling over 100 homes a year and working less than 20 hours a week. I learned time management to improve my productivity because at the time I wanted to have a 3-day work week, and I spent 4 days at my house in Arizona. I was able to master that, and I did it for many years. Or sometimes people say I want to work more, not less. So if I want to work more and double my business, what do I need to do? A lot of people say I want to relieve some stress with time management. Us busy real estate agents, man, we're going to lunches and we're Facebooking all day. We're so busy. We just want to relieve some of that stress, right?
Yeah, because I definitely feel like...
Did you get that? Did you get the real estate agent jab? Furman's laughing back there. He got it.
I didn't get it.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So she just did episode number 32. She's still so blown away about the 10 top ways to get buyers that she still can't concentrate. So you guys better go back to episode 32.
So in my head, all I'm thinking about is real estate never stops.
Nope.
It genuinely, you could just continue all 24 hours of every single day, never take time off, and you can always be doing more. You can be always more prospecting, more Facebooking, and more social media, and more open houses. So yes, relieve stress if you have your
work more or less.
time
You're right.
dialed in.
Who's calling me from Denver? All right. The other way is plan time off. A lot of our real estate agents, even on my team, they work 7 days a week. Do you know what happens when you work 7 days a week? Burnout. And you start to be grumpy, and you start to be a jerk, and you
Your business starts to decline.
Yeah, your business starts to decline. Even your clients or your prospective clients go, what a jerk. That guy needs a day off.
They can tell you're too busy to deal with them.
Or frustrated, or you're just not a happy person. So that's not good. So how do we fix that with our perfect daily schedule? So if you're watching the video, you can see it on the screen. You could always reach out to us, and we'll give you a copy. You could always go to clubwealth.com, where we stole it from Michael Hellickson, and download it from there as well off their website. This particular one is a referral-based real estate agent. I love this and I hate this. For analyticals, they love it because you can micromanage your life down to 30 minutes. I'm a crazy expressive. I cannot let anybody or anything micromanage my day down to 30-minute increments. It's just too much for me. If I want to spend
So
45
if you had like a
minutes
bell
doing
going
something,
off telling you to do something, you wouldn't.
well, you know I have bells
I
going off.
know.
But I don't like it. I don't want. I'm not going to say from 6 to 6:21, and then I'm going to poop for 4 minutes, and then I'm not going to. I'm not going to do that. I just hate doing that. But this is actually a really good way to start your perfect daily schedule. And my perfect daily schedule, and we're going to talk about like we always do, is 1 hour a day of.
Oh, follow at 2 hours previewing property. I have to go through the song.
So here's the song: 1 hour a day of self-help.
Self-help.
We want to fix our bodies, our mental state. We want to survive cancer. We want to live forever, and we want to motivate ourselves. That's self-help. Skill set. Tell me what skill set is.
Skill set is training. So listening to our podcast, listening to going to next level training, coming to an hour training in class.
Yep. Anything that has to do with improving your career, right? This is your real estate specific training. Then we're going to do what for 2 hours?
Preview property.
And then what are we going to do for 2 hours?
Prospect.
And then what are we going to do?
Follow up.
Good girl. You're learning your perfect daily schedule as a realtor.
Well, and that's hard too because my perfect daily schedule as a agent career services is very different.
Right. 2 hours a day of lunch. 2 hours a day.
Stop it. 3 hours of podcasting.
That all starts at 11 a.m. and ends at 3:30 p.m. So I love podcasts because I could jab you and you can't hit me on camera.
Yeah.
So the reality is those are the things you need to do. And by the way, if you followed that schedule, you should hit very close to 100 homes a year. That is the schedule of a real estate agent who hits 100 homes a year. All right, moving right along. While we even read this, it's just we often talk about not having enough time. Rather than focusing on that and complaining to yourself or others about not enough time, think about what you do have time for. Start talking or thinking about that instead. So I'm full law of attraction believer, right? Mm-hmm. So if I say I don't have enough time, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough time, pretty soon I don't have enough time. Mm-hmm. So for instance, a couple months ago or last month or whatever, you saw me go on a 9-day Hawaiian vacation, right? Mm-hmm. So that was, that was a vacation and my friend's wedding that lives across the street. She goes, "Are you coming to my wedding in Maui?" And I'm like, "I don't have time for that." And I can't believe that flew out of my mouth. And I didn't say it to her, of course. I just said, well, I guess I did. I said, I don't know if we'll have time to make that trip. I'm really busy and we're running several companies, blah, blah, blah. And I was sitting there and I go, what the hell did I say? I got so mad at myself. I said, I have time for that. My family has time for that. It's summer, for freak's sakes. I want to take a vacation. Mm-hmm. So I made that happen, right? Thoughts become things. What you think about will happen. Be careful what you think about because it'll happen. Mm-hmm. So I made time. And I was really only going to go for 4 days, and I turned it in 9 days. So I think I do more than most people do, in a day than they do in a month. Mm-hmm. And I just made the time. That's all there was to it. So if you are watching and you see the screen that says thoughts become words that become actions that become habits, that become character, that becomes your destiny. That's so powerful.
Really
I'm going to
like
say
that.
it again.
I'm going to take a picture of that because I like
Thoughts become words, which become actions, which become habits, which become your character, and then your destiny. That is freaking powerful, you guys. So if you're going to say I do not have enough time, you're going to think it, then you're going to say it, and then you're going to act on it, and then you start creating a habit that you're too busy, and then you become this guy that never has enough time for anybody, and now your destiny is effed because you've screwed that up. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. So stop saying I don't have enough time, I don't have enough time. Say I do have enough time. I do, like anything else. Money comes frequently and easily, right? That's my favorite thing to say that I learned from The Secret. Also, I have enough time. I have lots of friends and loved ones that want to spend time with me. Think affirmations. All right. So rules for success with time management. Number 1, take 20 minutes at the beginning and the end of every day to set your schedule. I'm going to give you the most badass example that happened yesterday. Today's Tuesday. Monday morning, I woke Andy up, my oldest son, and I said, dude, let's go to the gym. He said, okay. He crawls out of bed. We get to the gym, and I go, what are you doing today? Because I had some plans for him. I said, I want to teach him some stuff. He's getting into real estate, and he goes, I don't know. I got, this going on. I go, whoa, what really do you have? I want to know. I want to see if I can fit you in my schedule. And he's like, no, I don't know. And I said, dude, did you not look at your calendar before you got here? He's like, no. Once I get home, I shower, I have breakfast, and I look at my schedule for the day. I said, no, dude. I said, you have to plan your day out before you go to bed. Anything that you've written down for the day for tomorrow, put that in your calendar. And then when you wake up in the morning, typically we dream or think about something in the morning that we need to do today. And then that's when you put that in your calendar. But you at least have to know what you're doing. He's like, no, Dad, it's fine. I never have anything to do before 9 or whatever. And I'm like, Andy, what if you made an appointment
making you crazy.
3 months ago and you forgot? Because he has. And he's like, he goes up, he picks up his phone. He's like, Dad, I cannot believe you just said that. I have a mandatory class at the MLS or they're going to disconnect my MLS. I'm like, what time is that? He's all 8:30. I'm like, bro, that's in the valley. That's 30 minutes away. Here we are at the gym. Now you're screwing my work up because you didn't look at your schedule. He was blown away and he just looked at me and said, I can't believe this is the day you picked to say that. And this is the one and only time that's ever happened. And I can obviously think of 20 times it's happened, but I'm trying to raise my kid like a, good, successful business person. But that was yesterday. So it's weird we're talking about it today. And I think he learned a life lesson. If I remember right, I think I saw him on his calendar last night before he went to bed. All right. Schedule time for fires, especially as a broker or a real estate agent. There's a lot of fires, right? In the morning, everything's fine. Afternoon, you have 3 escrows falling out. Holy crap.
Yep.
Schedule some time for fires. Leave a 45-minute window, half-hour window, whatever you think you need. Then you'll never be behind. You always say, oh, I got time for fires. That's good. Because fires is what really stops you from prospecting.
The fire will take away
I'm
everything.
too busy
Your
putting
flow
this
of
deal
everything.
back together than previewing property. No, dude, schedule it. Nothing will go wrong. You don't have to do it that hour. An hour later is not going to make a difference. I forget, there's a lot of trainers and authors that say that. Use the 24-hour rule, the 12-hour rule, the 5-hour rule.
I haven't heard that. What is that?
So I hope it doesn't come up later in this. So there's different personality types, right? When you have a fire, a lot of people say, dude, let that person cool down for 24 hours, then call them and try to put it together, right? And then there's some people that you say, give them at least 4 or 5 hours. And then there's some people that say, there's no way you can call that person back. You're going to call them back in 30 minutes, depending on their personality, whether they're driver, analytical, amiable, that kind of thing.
Now I really want to know what that is.
That's the, I'm telling you.
So as a driver, call them right away?
Yeah, driver, call them right away because they're not emotional, right? Hey, dillweed, this is what I'm doing to fix it. Da-da-da-da. You happy? Yep. Boom, boom, click. So you can call them back. Let them cool off 15.
Please don't call your driver, seller, or buyer dillweed.
They don't care. So give them 30 minutes. That's all you need. An amiable, like somebody like you freaking hang on to crap for 24 hours at least before you're like, okay, just kidding. So I'm not going to call you back when you're all pissed right away. Look at how we fight via text message for hours. And if I would just ignore you and listen to you the next day, life would be fine.
It's so true.
Yeah, right? So then there's people, the 12 hours, like the analytical, that's all pissed off, trying to prove you wrong. If you wait 24 hours, you're a total jerk. If you call them back within 5 minutes, they haven't had enough time to talk themselves out of crap. So the 12-hour people, right? They're right there. The expressive, let them go 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, but call them back quick because an expressive will shit talk about you for the next day to all their friends and relatives. So you got to be smart about it, right? Personality.
Love this training.
And we have personality style trainings on this podcast. Okay, next one. Do not disturb sign is a must. So in your office, in your house, whatever, it's crucial you have that. I learned that from Mike Ferry 101 back in the day. They used to give these out at the seminars. And I'd be, how cool, stop sign. And that means stop, I'm prospecting. Stop, I'm in the middle of something. Don't bug me. This morning, I'm having a meeting with Tammy. Her daughter, Lindsay, which I love, and she's on our team, came in 4 times. I wish I had the stop sign. So the fourth time, I'm like, do you see we're in a meeting? Like, if I just had the stop sign on the door, I wouldn't have any issues.
Well, every successful person that you've introduced me to that we've gone to their office has it.
Yeah. So at home,
Lisa's was the best. I love her. But yeah.
At home, I shut my door in my office, and that is the stop sign. The door is shut. My kids or wife know if they touch that door when it's closed, they're dead. Totally. So if it's cracked open, that means come on in. I'm just trying to,
get through.
But when it's all the way shut, do not come in. So I think everybody should print one of those off on the internet. Just print out a stop sign and whatever. Like this one I got, I just stole off the internet. Hopefully I don't get fined for it. Anyways, block out distractions. That's pretty simple, right? And we'll go over that in a minute.
The notifications on your phone, the notifications on your computer.
What we're going to go through in the next slide. Learn to say no. So time management is, especially if you're a real popular social person, you got to learn to say no, because everybody says, Mike, you're so gracious. You roll up your sleeves. You want to help with charities, and I want you to lead this committee, and I want you to train this, and I want you to do that. And I used to be the yes guy. I mean, I still kind of am, but at some point I've had to start learning to say no. No, I don't want to be the leader of the Boy Scout troop of the person I don't even know. No, I don't want to. No. So now I'm starting to say no because it's too much. There's too much going on in my life. As soon as I learned how to say no, I was like, my gosh, I could breathe again. It's amazing the amount of time I used to commit to crap. You know,
Yeah.
agents, for a great example, I'm a
I'm
broker.
struggling with the no.
I'm a broker, right? 250 agents, whatever we have. They all say to me, Mike, will you set aside an hour for me this week? I want to go over for sell by owners. Hell no. I have 3 different trainings on it. Have you listened to those? No. Listen to them and then come to me. They never come back to me.
I need to be better about that.
You know, have you watched this video? Have you read that book? Here's a book I recommend. Here's something. But most of it's social stuff for me. And then end day at a fixed time. This is so important. Realtors, for some reason, they don't even notice when the sun goes up or down. The days blend together and they're working. And I know some night owls that'll work till midnight. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You're ignoring your wife, your spouse, your family, your kids. You're not doing the things. And, you know, I like to end a day at 5 o'clock because you're home by dinner, right? And then you can handle a few calls on the way home. A couple hours go by, you can check your email or voicemail again. But if you end every day at the same time, you actually have some normalcy in your life, like a normal 9 to 5 person. Society has planted these rules for a reason. That's pretty much the average human's life expectancy of a day, 9 to 5 with the hour and a half lunch in there. And, you know, as super realtors, we say that's bull and we can do a lot more, which is true. But I like that because there's the 6 F's, right? Every night or every day, we need to plan the 6 F's, and we have our faith,
family, fortune,
friends, finances.
Didn't I say fortune?
Yeah, you want to call it fortune?
I like fortune.
All right. Finances, future business.
Future business.
Right? So we have to work every night on one of those. So it could be our friend night. We're going to go play strip poker with our friends. We're going to go to church on Wednesday night. We're going to go to the movies with my spouse. We're going to print out our bank account from last month and see how we could fix it for next month. And then what are we going to do for our future business? I'm going to take tonight off and I'm going to work on my listing presentation to make it better, right? So you have 7 days, you have 6 F's, so you have 1 day to totally screw it up. But if you don't end up your day at the same time, or at least at a fixed time, when are you going to do those things? You're just going to work through it.
Yeah, that's where I say
Here
real
comes
estate.
burnout.
Yeah.
Here comes the nightmares. Here comes divorce. All these things, right? So you have to plan your day for that. I like to start it at the same time too, because and that's a great point. You know, real estate agents are like, I'm like, hey, what are you doing at 9 o'clock tomorrow? I don't know. Well, what do you normally do at 9? I don't know. Are you freaking crapping me?
What agents are you talking to? I don't hear that.
Oh my God. All the time. I go, what time do you start work? I don't know. What time do you start work? Oh, wait, I don't know what time you wait, I don't know. Okay, tell me. I'm like, dude, let's at least start by a 9 to 5 person. Let's at least start there, because you're going to get up at 6. You're going to have enough time to go to the gym. You're going to have time to come home and get ready. You're going to have enough time to deal with whatever you deal with in the morning, whether it's walk your dog, whether it's make breakfast for your kids,
Well, that's what
spend
you
an
do
hour
talk
with
about.
your spouse. Those are the types of things.
You multitask those things. Like
A lot
an
of
hour
them.
with your dog is also a self-help book.
Right, absolutely, because my dog's deaf. It doesn't matter what I say to him anyways.
Well, no, because you have it in your earbuds.
Yeah, but you're right. Everything is I'm the master
If you're at the gym working out, you're usually listening
Yes.
to a podcast.
No,
at the
and
same time.
that's what I tell people to do. And I'm learning to deal with you. I'm still listening to that book. Just listen again, and it's already worked in the last few days. Some of the stuff I've learned. But yeah, an hour of self-help on the treadmill is perfect. That's what you want to do. So anyway, so back to the start and end days at fixed time. Yes, start at 9. That means you have 3 hours in the morning to totally just do whatever you feel like you need to do to keep your life in balance.
Do you
Have a nice normal lunch, and then at the end of the day, you can have a normal life with your family or friends or whoever you got, your dogs. Anyways, that's it. Do things you like. So here's a big one. Most real estate agents do everything that they don't like. And I'm like, stop doing that. Everybody goes like, I'm going to go door knocking today. Do you love door knocking? No, I hate it. Why are you doing
It
it?
was so weird. I saw people. It was like 109, and they're Facebooking and Instagramming like Fridays or to door knock, and it's
yeah.
like so proud of you. But gosh, I wonder, did you like
Do you
that?
really love it? If you're all about sweating to death, cool.
Maybe
If you're
it was
about
really
getting bitten by dogs or seduced by single people at the door, I don't know, but to me, that's not fun, right? But
Well,
if
we
it,
just talk a lot
but
about.
if then we should totally retract all those statements because door knocking's awesome if you're into it.
Sure. But I'm more talking about
Things that
harder,
they don't like.
smarter.
Yeah, but people do things they don't like all the time. I'm like, if you don't like open houses, please stop. I can show you 21 other ways to make a really successful living without doing open houses. But for reals, it's 109 out the last couple months. And we're doing open houses all day, every day, because out of desperation. So I just say, hey, let's pick 3 things that you really like in real estate. Let's focus and master those things. But let's make sure you like them. What do you like? So stop torturing yourself, because you're always going to procrastinate. You're going to screw it up. You're not going to make time or do the right time of things you don't like.
Well, it's just really cool, too, because you can see, like, on your team, you have so many different personality styles and so many agents. So you can see, like, Nancy freaking loves calls. So she is killing it on calls. Johnny, same thing, loves calls, kills it on those. Lindsay, like, they all have their specialty. Their
niche, yeah.
Yeah, that they're... And when they really do love it, you can see them just skyrocket.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you pointed that out. So delegation is another success rule. You need to learn how to delegate. There's no reason, as a real estate agent, you should be doing something that makes you 15, 20 bucks an hour. There's plenty of people out there that'll do it for you. If you find yourself making flyers, uploading to Zillow, uploading paperwork to your broker, if you find yourself doing any of that, for God's sake, stop it. That's going to take hours and hours out of your day. It's the whole agent that has 3 deals, no transaction coordinator, no marketing coordinator, and they're like, I'm so busy with these 3 deals. Well, stop. Somebody will do that for $300 a file. Find that person. If you can't, call me. I'll find that person.
We have those people.
So, yeah, I mean, at HomeSmart, we have that for a reason. We want the agents to be super successful and sell lots of houses and make lots of money and live a good, balanced life.
Don't you find, too, that the really great salespeople aren't really good at paperwork?
Very true.
So... you're going to mess it up anyways.
Just depends on your personality style, but still, if you can find somebody to do it for 10, 15, 20 bucks an hour, don't do it yourself, period. Who's wasting your time? You got to find out who's wasting your time. Everybody around them has these time sucks, we call them, and we don't want those people around us. We just can't stand it. So pick who are those people and stop hanging out with them. There's always who, right? And there's always the negative who. You know, if I go to the office, I hide from certain people because they will go, hey, Mike, let's talk for 20 minutes. I'm like, oh, hell no, not you. Even if I see their car, I'll just drive by, you know, because those are the people I don't want wasting my time. What is wasting your time? There's a lot of stuff out there, and it could be good, bad. It could be a hobby. It could be a lot of different stuff. But there was a time where I was hooked on Facebook too much. I was like, wow, Facebook's really wasting my time. I'm on there 3 or 4 hours a day. Yes, it's my number 1 source of business, but also it doesn't need to be 3 hours a day when I could also be doing something else. A lot of people are wasting time on email, you know, getting way into email. Like, I know this one agent on my team, it'll take her an hour to read 10 messages. What are you doing? Oh, Groupon has this sale. And then the next email, oh my God, look at this. You can go to Cabo for $1,000. And next one is, look at this. Did you know this cleaning product did this?
Oh
I'm like,
gosh.
are you effing kidding me?
That would drive me nuts.
Yeah, and she's dead serious. And she thinks that it's okay to talk about it. And I'm like, you checked 4 messages. Do you know I get 1,500 emails a day?
Yeah, Sunday I had 50 just Sunday morning.
Yeah, and I get 50 before 6 a.m.
I'm like quick to delete everything. But I won't unsubscribe. But still, no, I'm not reading all of those. There is another agent that we were watching a podcast, and they said they'll give themselves an hour for email, and I was like,
yeah,
sheesh.
Yeah, no, it's about, I'm on email 2, maybe 3 hours a day sometimes, and that's just sometimes the way it goes. But excuse me. Anyway, so find out what's wasting your time, knock it off. We had another agent that was into horses. And we found out that this chick, honest to God, was feeding her horse from like 6 in the morning till 10 and doing whatever you do with horses. And then she'd be like, oh my God, I got to get back to peanut butter. Peanut butter, freaking 3 o'clock till like 9 o'clock. Like,
not to call you out or anything.
Hoofing and chewing and crapping. I'm like, you got to get rid of this peanut butter piece of crap. I'm like, look, peanut butter is ruining your life. But it's my baby. I'm like, cool, you're a part-time agent. Just accept it. Don't come to me and say, I want to sell 20 homes a year when all you do is brush peanut butter all day. Somebody's got to be able to brush peanut butter, for God's sakes. All right, so pick what's wasting your time. Can you cut previous commitments? I think we covered this pretty good. So if you're on the board of peanut butter tail clipping, you might want to get off of it. If you're on the board of whatever you're doing, what can you do? Are you the room mom obsessively 3 hours a day? Can you stop that? Can you do it an hour a day? Could you say, I only want to do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday? That's probably a really bad example, moms. But what can you cut out? Batch similar tasks together. Now, I already know my assistant will never listen to this, so I can talk about her. In the beginning, she would be like, "Hey, do you want lunch?" I'm like, "Yeah." Okay, so she'd go get lunch, and she'd bring it back. I go, "Did you stop at the bank while you're there?" No. You have checks to
Oh.
deposit in the same effing parking lot. Why didn't you deposit the checks and get lunch? I don't know. So now I had to say, like, here, run this errand. Whoa, whoa, on your way home. Do not drive across town, then all the way back, and then back across where you live. Don't do that. Batch this crap together. Plan out your day accordingly to where if I have to pick up the dry cleaning, hopefully it's by the escrow office where I have to pick up paperwork.
Right.
Hopefully it's where I have to drop off a key to the other agent. Like, think about things. Use your freaking head. How do you batch all this crap together? That will save you hours a day too. Man, somebody from San Diego really wants me.
See, and I am so good at that. Like, I have to give myself a pat on the back because my husband, I'll have groceries, bank, everything done within 15 minutes. And he's like, wait, did you do this? Yep. Did you do this? Yeah. Got everything at the store, like, and quick.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I can't believe there are people that
Dude,
don't.
you wouldn't believe what I say. All right, take mini breaks. Success rule, this is probably the most important one. Take little breaks. If you don't rest and relax, you're screwed.
Do you really do this?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I will take little breaks throughout the day all the time, and I'll like check other things. Like I'll go through my Instagram.
Well, and maybe that's why I don't think it's a break because you actually go and find something else to pick
Well,
on.
it's if I'm stressed out, I'll just chill out. Like this morning, I jumped on the bed and I just kind of stared at the ceiling for a few minutes because I was already overwhelmed by like 7:30 in the morning. I was like, I just need a little break. But do something cool. Do something energetic. Like at our office, we have the stairs. You have something to do, and this little thing. I know you guys can't see it, but it's a brain scan. There's two ways to take breaks. So there's a scan that shows a very low activity side of the brain. It says a brain after sitting quietly. And this is what proves we have a lot of agents. I need a power nap. No. You need to be energetic. You need to be active. And then it shows the brain scan after a 20-minute walk. And it's very active. You can see all the colors. And remember how earlier we were making fun of property managers and they sit behind the desk all day and eat?
Yes.
Well, I have a large property management company, and these girls, like, for reals do that. And I'll walk in, I'll see their stress. I go, girls, go walk around the block. Go count cars, do something. Get out of the office and go walk around. And they eventually started doing that. They're like, oh, my God, Mike, thank you so much. And I go, that's not something you need to ask to do. If you guys are overwhelmed or stressed out, go take a walk. You'll feel so much better.
Yeah, and I actually used to take resident calls. I would just grab my phone and walk around the property and like just you can multitask that too.
Absolutely.
I
So,
guess I always get caught kind of out in front of the HomeSmart office on my phone too, because that's a good
that's
time to
because you're
talk
up to no good.
No,
All
it's when you
right.
talk to clients.
Then we talk about take lengthy breaks. Now, lengthy breaks to me are, I like to call them 4-day vacations. So you take off Thursday night and you come back Monday morning. That's what I like. I don't like going away for 7, 8, 9 days like I did this summer a couple times. I like going away for Friday through Sunday. Like, let's go to Cabo for the weekend. Let's go to Santa Barbara, San Diego. Let's go to Lake Havasu, whatever. Those are lengthy breaks to me where it's more than just, because everybody has 2 days off during the week sometimes. And they're like, okay, Saturday, I got to wash my car, get the oil change, rotate my tires. Then I have to pick up my dress for this event and this. And then you blow a whole Saturday.
On
And then, of course,
honeydews.
some moronic friend that always says, hey, let's go have lunch and cocktails, at the mall. And you're like, oh, okay. So now you blow a whole day. So that's not really a break to me. That's worse than work. And then you might have Sunday to take a break, but I don't like that. It's not enough to really unwind. You want to take the 3-4 days, a couple times a month, and those are your rewards at the same time, by the way.
A couple times a month. You did just say that, right? So I
Yeah.
can do it a couple times
You
a
do
month.
anyways. You do it during the week, for God's sakes. So anyway, so let's talk about procrastination. I am the king at procrastination, and I hate the fact that my computer screen is at the bottom of that, all my buttons.
I can't believe you're really admitting that.
I'm like, God, this is what I freak out in class all the time over, and I don't know how to stop it. If you guys are PowerPoint experts and you know how to get rid of the buttons at the bottom of the screen during your presentation, will you please email me? All right, so procrastination is I will sit there sometimes and go, what am I doing? I will like fiddle with something, or I'll get hooked on an email like we were talking about before. Wait, what do you mean 5 days in Cabo for $1,000? And I'll click on it and go, oh, there's like a really nice hotel. I wonder if I could find a better deal. And then next, it's an hour and I'm like supposed to be like prospecting, calling agents or something. I'm like, crap. So let's talk about procrastination. And let me read this to you if you can't see the screen. It says, firstly, notice that you are procrastinating and acknowledge this. Try and do so without judging yourself, without getting stressed, and about not having enough time. Simply say to yourself in your head or aloud, A simple phrase such as procrastinating or moving on. Choose a phrase that works for you. In doing so, you've acknowledged it. You're procrastinating. Now that you've acknowledged it, you can move on to the next step and do something about it. And then there's a little box underneath that they say I have ADD. They just don't understand. Oh, look, a squirrel. And it's got the little squirrel. So we've all heard the squirrel. We've all heard the word procrastinating. So now this has been a life changer for me too. When I'm procrastinating, I just go, oh man, procrastinating. And I say that out loud. And now I go, okay, cool. Now that you've admitted it, move on, you big dork. And then I move on to whatever I'm supposed to be doing. But it's cool that, especially if you didn't hear that, it says without judging yourself. Don't say,
Well,
oh,
yeah,
you crap and piece of crap.
that's the hard
God dang
part.
it.
Because when you do say that, I take it as judgy.
Yeah, but it's
Like,
just like,
well, what we were doing was kind of important a little bit, maybe to me.
it's in our personality to squirrel out. You know,
Yeah.
we're expressives. We're thinking of 20 other things right now. You're probably thinking of the next sentence you want to say. In the last sentence, you're probably going, what did he mean by that? What a jerk. And you're probably thinking, after this, I have to go do that. You're just squirreling out all over the place, right? You know, it's normal. So don't judge yourself and just acknowledge it and move on. Okay, let's talk about time sucks. Phone calls, right? Here comes my phone call. Hey, Mike, it's so-and-so from HomeSmart, one of your agents. I need a little help. Do you got a few minutes? What do you say?
Yes.
I'm walking into a meeting, but if you're very brief, I can handle it now. Or if it's something you think's a really big deal, let's schedule a time to talk about it later. That's my fire time, right? So they'll go, oh, it'll be really brief. Okay, I was taking a listing and they wanted to leave the patio furniture. And how do I say that in the MLS? Oh, great. Just say this. Okay, thanks. Have a good day. Bye. You've already pre-framed the situation where, look, I'm walking into a meeting and that's what I'd love to say. Or I'm in a little meeting, but I really care about you and I didn't want to send you to voicemail.
Yeah, there has to be a nice way to present that.
I'm walking into a meeting is legit. It's real. It's fine. Right? So that's nice. So don't get all like...
No, I feel like you're cutting them off.
I am cutting them off. But I'm big and powerful. I'm walking into a meeting. That sounds okay.
Okay.
Right? So, or say, I'm in a meeting, but I wanted to take a second for your time. I'm on the other line. What's up real quick? Those are the things you need to say. My agents, I promise you, will keep me on the phone for 30 minutes telling me about the listing they almost got from their grandma's next door neighbor's brother that happens to sell paste at a organic factory down in Wisconsin who actually came from Florida. Believe it or not, they came on the Mayflower and they actually...
Stop.
See what I mean?
Yes,
That's what they do to me. Phone call, screw that. Email, we already talked about.
They're proud of themselves. They're excited
I
of the
know,
work
and
that they've been doing.
you know what? They need to tell
Sometimes
God
they
about
don't
it.
have anybody to tell.
Then they need to go on Tinder. So email is the worst time suck. We already talked about that. You know, gosh, there's sane later, save my box.
Yes.
My box.
Your
email box.
assistant's mind.
Yeah, so we have that where there's a lot of other email programs. There's actually classes on how to check email. The best thing that I learned from the guy from SaneBox is how to power scan through your email. You just go without touching a button. You scroll through and just look for things that are super important. You drag those into an important box. You deal with them right then and there, and then you go back to later. And that's how they came up with the Sane Later box, things that I go through later. So their software just trains it to go into a box where I'll deal with that later. Cool, huh?
Email.
Yeah, on email. Yeah, email too. All right, so that's a big thing, and it might even be on here. But voicemail, there's, first of all, you idiots that have full mailboxes, there's no excuse. Don't ever have that. There's a program called Umail. Use it, Youmail. Have that. It translates your voicemail, so you could forward it to the appropriate person. I remember the day where I used to go, oh, I have a voicemail. You pick up the phone, dial it in, enter your password, and it'll tell you press 1 to delete, press 2 to do this, press 3 to do that. And I just throw my phone in the swimming pool. I'd be like, you got to be kidding me. So I would never return phone calls because I didn't have time to freaking do that. So now Umail, it doesn't matter what company it's for, I just forward it. It can do a push message, a text message, and I can get to it if it's important. So, oh wait, we skipped over social media. Social media, again, number one way for me to get business, but in reality, I look into it way too much sometimes when I'm procrastinating, and I'll be like, oh, so-and-so got a new dog, and oh, and look at that, they're still friends with so-and-so from high school, and oh my God, can you believe what somebody posted on her wall, and oh, this and that. I'm like, dude, that's a little too much. We want to look for life events, put in our calendar, boom, move on. But yeah, we can spend hours and hours and hours on social media. What I call stalking people and watching people, that's not prospecting. Prospecting is sending private messages, liking, interacting, having conversation. Stalking is a waste of time, and you know what I mean. You're just as guilty as I am. Text messages, there's people and you know who they are that'll send a text message string for the 2 hours. There's a girl on my team. Her husband is the nicest guy in the world. He's a normal dude, gets off at 4 in the afternoon, has a 6-pack, and he'll start texting. Hey, dude, how are you? Great. What are you doing? Nothing. You want to go to the beach? Maybe. I'll call you later. Oh, I saw you got a new this. Oh, yeah, thanks, man. Have a good day. You too. Love you. Love you, man. You're the best. No, you're the best. I'm like, are you effing kidding me? Go away. And I'm spending like 3 minutes on texting, and I'm driving, and I'm trying to do other stuff. I'm like, seriously, there is a text etiquette where you say, have a great day. You too. Done. End it. That's it. Don't say anything more. You don't even really need to say you too. Just let it go. Don't encourage some idiot to send something back to you. Work socialization. If you're your yesterday's, how do you say it, traditional real estate agent, and you work for a company on an 80-20 split, and you guys all share a 25,000 square foot office, you have a kitchen, you have a water cooler, you have mailbox area, trust me, all you're doing is walking around hearing people bitch and moan about how they lost a listing, their deal fell apart, how the broker's a jerk, how they want to go have lunch, maybe we should go have happy hour.
Did you see this on Facebook?
Get away from those idiots. All they're doing is sucking your life dry, feeding your head full of bullshit, negative, all kinds of crap.
Oh, man, we made it through.
No, we didn't. That's the second cuss word. You just missed the first one because you were so busy worried about the next sentence you were going to say. So work socialization is the absolute worst thing to do. When you go into your office, get your mail, and run like hell. That's all you have to do. Unless you're looking for an agent to do one of your open houses, or you're truly looking for some support from your broker, but do not spend time with your competition. These people, all they want to do is learn your secrets and list homes that you're supposed to be listing. So there, think of it that way. Team interruptions. Let your team know, or if you're on a team, that there's certain times of the day. And this is a really hard thing to learn, because when a deal gets shaky or an upset client calls you, first thing you want to do is interrupt your team leader or have your team leader interrupt you.
Yeah.
And if you're prospecting, if you're doing your day-to-day real tasks, that'll throw you off. That'll take 20 minutes out of your 2-hour prospecting time. You can't have that happen. You can't afford that happen, or you're going to be one of those agents that only sell 2 houses a month, and they have 8 hours a day for time sucks. You don't want to do that. Tell your team, call me from 9 to 10, 1 to 2, and 5 to 6 p.m.
So you guys do, as a team, share each other's schedules? My
team knows not to bug me. They just do. Unless they have a really quick text message, it's yes or no, they know not to bug me during the day. Procrastination we already talked about. So now what? Here's the thing. So learn to watch time close. You said something earlier that I wanted to say for the end of this. So bells and whistles. My computer tells me what time it is. That's how I know what's going on through my day. And if it's not my computer, it's my phone. And if you're procrastinating and all of a sudden 30 minutes goes by, it'll go, it is now 1 o'clock. You're like, what? Oh my
that's
God.
A better check.
What the heck happened? Okay, boom, shut the computer and run. Those bells and whistles, reminders, snooze buttons, all that is really important. That'll keep you on track. Factor in time for procrastination. I kind of save this for the end because people say, what do you mean? Let's face it, especially if you're an expressive or an amiable, you're going to procrastinate. Just factor in time. If you say this lunch should take an hour, factor it in for an hour and a half, because you're going to procrastinate something. You're going to get squirreled out and go to the store next to the place or whatever. Just try to extend a little bit of time for procrastination. Eat That Frog, which our agents have as a free download. Do hard or nasty stuff first. Everybody wants to procrastinate calling their seller for a price reduction. Everybody wants to procrastinate calling their broker and say they just gotten threatened for a lawsuit. All that crap, do very first thing in the morning, get that out of the way. Make sure you do all the nasty stuff first. That way, all the weight of the world is off your shoulders, and you're free to prospect with a smile on your face. You're free to interact with humans with a smile on your face. If you're procrastinating nasty stuff, your day is going to suck. You're going to have headaches. Your back's going to hurt. People are going to think you're a jerk. You're going to never smile when you're prospecting. People aren't going to understand you because you're actually grinning at them. Think you get it. We already said set reminders, focus, and shut all apps down. Now, this is what you're talking about with your computer. So when I go into my phone, you know best, like, how come you haven't checked your Instagram? Because I don't have notifications. Nothing buzzes at me, freaks out at me. Nothing can pop up unless it's the time. So I want to know what time it is, or a calendar event. That's a good thing. But all the other apps, like what is it? The other thing? Oh, The other thing I had to shut off today was weather bug. It's all like, you have a weather alert. And I'm like, what the heck? Weather alert. And then I saw a radar map. I'm like, oh, geez, it's going to rain. Oh, my gosh. And I called my mom. Did you know it's going to rain in your town? I was like, dude, that app's got to go bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, so
Goodbye.
acknowledge success and reward. So when you do get through the day and you do end your day at the right time, say, I really did it. So say, if I can get all my work done, my entire checklist, I'm going to go to the nicest restaurant in town. Acknowledge your success and reward yourself. That's really important. Even with your life goals, like you say, I'm going to sell 4 houses this month. I'm going to get 2 listings this month, or I'm going to talk to 50 people before I go to bed every single day. If I do that for 7 days, I'm booking a Cabo trip. Those are things that'll really make a difference in your life. Okay. I know some of you can't see the screen, but if you can, that's Pareto. Pareto's rule of 80-20. That is, God, probably made in the 1700s, I forget. This is what it's important to do as a real estate agent. Focus on 80% of your time, the top 20% of the ways you get business. So if I get all my business from community events, social media, and what else do I do? Oh, property management. Those are my 3 things. Those are what I focus on 80% of the day. Because that's where the top 20% of my business comes from. Mm-hmm. It's very simple with anything else. You guys might, as real estate agents, if you are listening to this, that 20% of the real estate agents do 80% of the business. Why? Because they got their crap together. So that's just the normal 80-20 rule, and there's nothing we can do or say about it. We have some examples that we don't need to see. I love this. Divorces. Majority of the divorces is by 20% of married individuals. Weather.
Wait,
80% of the rain is fewer than 20% of the clouds. That's really interesting. Majority of the world's consumption is on a small portion of products. Think Coca-Cola, Microsoft, iPod. Yeah, that's true, right? 80% of the cola is freaking Coca-Cola. Majority of the times you eat out, you dine in the same 20% of the restaurants you know, right? At the same 20%. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
You go to the same restaurants.
4 places, yeah.
I like reading those sometimes. So the book that everybody that's smart likes to recommend is Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I love this book for time management. There's a lot of time management secrets in there. You can go to stephencovey.com. And it's funny if you've heard it before, like I read that book 20 years ago. And then I read it 10 years ago, and then 5 years ago. And it never really hit me until about the last couple of years. Really started to make sense. So like people say, oh yeah, I've always read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Well, yeah, 1940, pick it up, read it again. Mm-hmm. It's okay to reread books. The other book is the 80-20 Principle. This is a pretty powerful book too. It's a short read. It's called The Secret to Achieving More with Less, which basically says what I said: do the things that matter, knock out the 80% of the crap, and do the 20% of the things that make 80% of your income. His name is Richard Koch, right? www.richardkoch.net, and that's where you get that. And then the last thing I like to say is we've only scratched the surface on time management. There's 3-day seminars. I know there's a ton of them on the coast, East Coast, West Coast. They're maybe $500, and they take you day 1. They show you what you're doing wrong. Day 2, they tell you what you need to do right. And then day 3, they put you through testing, and they really have you do it. And there's like week-long trips you can do, retreats.
They dial in your medication.
Yeah, exactly. So go out there, learn more, read the books. Don't just say, oh, I listened to a great podcast on time management. Yes, we covered some amazing things. And then I would suggest take your calendar out right now. 3 months from now, schedule yourself in your perfect daily schedule as an hour of your skill set to listen to this again and kind of see how you're doing. Has your life changed? Has your business doubled? I promise you, if you stick on it, it will. So, episode 33, that was good.
That was a good one.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, thank you.
So you guys, if you like that, give that a 5-star rating. Share it with agents and brokers across the country that matter to you. We're always here for you. If you would like to have some recommendations of upcoming podcasts, we're more than willing to take suggestions and put them on our list of things to get ready for. Mm-hmm. I'm exhausted. That was a good one. Oh, man. All right, guys. Thank you very much. We look forward to episode number 34. I'd tell you what it is, but that's not planned yet. Have a great day.
Procrastinating.
He's procrastinating. Bye, guys.